Hello everyone, this is Jenny from DeFi Mum, and today I just want to learn a little bit more about gas fees, what they are, why they're there, and how you can keep track of them. So when is it a good idea to go in and swap your tokens, and so how can I find this out?
Yes.
I'm asking my husband here.
Hello.
As always.
Hello. So on the Ethereum blockchain, which is mainly what we're talking about, is anytime you do a transaction that has to be saved into the Ethereum blockchain, you will pay what's called a gas fee. And the gas fee is literally the cost of saving the data of the thing you're doing into Ethereum, so everyone agrees in the Ethereum blockchain that the thing you did, swapping tokens or whatever.
So is this kind of a must that's
happens.
always going to be there, or is there any prospect of this ever?
Yes, so good question. So at the moment, the Ethereum blockchain runs on what we call the proof of work consensus. Won't go into too much detail on that. The proof of work consensus just means that every block, a lot of computations, a lot of computers have to do a lot of work to construct the block, and that's kind of partly that they're partly paid for that out of the gas fee. Actually, Ethereum is moving from what's now called Ethereum 1, currently what we have, to Ethereum 2, and that will actually move from proof of work, where these computers do a lot of work, to proof of stake, and that's to do with staking tokens, and that's to do with how you reward these computer systems for coming up with the right answer. So not too much detail, but ETH2 has kind of started, the process has started, but it won't be around probably for another year. So at least for another year, we're dealing with gas fees.
Right.
Okay. So we've gone to this website. There's lots of different websites, or a few different websites that kind of help you with gas fees, and some dApps have their own kind of gas fee monitor. This is gasstation.info.
You should show that.
Oh no, I've said it. No, leave it. Gasstation.info. Just search for Ethereum gas fees. Confusingly, as lots of things tend to be in blockchain, gas fees are measured in this unit called GWEI, which is GWEI, and GWEI is actually a fraction of 1 ETH. So that's kind of how it's worked out. Right. And the gas fee goes to the people who are running the computers that run the Ethereum blockchain. So this here says this is the top 25. GWEI there. Yeah. So this is the last 30 days. So that's not so useful. So this thing that we see at the top here is saying this is the recommended gas prices in GWEI. So this is kind of saying at the moment, if you're doing like a standard transaction, you're not too bothered about it going through quickly, it's going to cost you 103 ETH. 103 GWEI, sorry. That'd be, so that's about. They're estimating that would take you under 5. You'd wait kind of around 5 minutes for that transaction to clear.
Right.
If you want it to go a bit faster, you would pay 127. And if you're like a trader, so trader just basically means you don't care. You want it as fast as possible. You pay 137. So obviously this price in kind of dollars depends on what the price of ETH and dollars is, sort of thing. So when we were doing a video yesterday, the gas price was about 45. I think the standard gas price was about 45. So in a day, it's doubled. So
would that be because people are doing a lot of trading at the moment because the prices have gone up?
Yes.
Not prices, yeah.
Exactly. So what gas fees are is a way of the Ethereum blockchain prioritizing what transactions are important, and it prioritizes it by how much people are prepared to pay.
Okay.
At the moment, I wouldn't be really using the Ethereum blockchain unless I was really desperate to swap some tokens or do something, because I would 137 is pretty high, and that would probably be the equivalent of it of probably about getting on for $10. I mean, it depends a little bit. We'll go through this here. So the gas fees are kind of complex because you're prioritizing your transaction, but equally what you're doing can also cost more gas. So if I'm just sending you some tokens, that's the simplest thing I can do. I can go, I've got some tokens, I'm sending them to your address, from my address to your address. That's pretty simple. So that will always be cheap because it doesn't involve a lot of computational resource. If I'm doing something in a DeFi dApp, that could be quite complicated. I could be doing multiple things. I could be swapping tokens and putting them into some sort of collateral and then taking a loan out in one go.
Yeah.
That would just require a lot more computation. So no matter what the gas fee, that's going to be more expensive. And we can see here. So this ranking is like a list of what is popular. So the most popular thing at the moment is Uniswap, and also you can do some quite complex things in Uniswap. So not only is Uniswap complex, it's also popular. So we can see that over the last month, $12.7 million have been spent interacting with Uniswap, and the average price over the last 8 days is 117. So all these different protocols kind of work in different ways, and they all have slightly different kind of gas fees.
So that's the average. That's the average price.
Yeah.
The average gas fees in this Uniswap.
For interacting with Uniswap. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Okay. But at the moment, I mean, certainly for the levels, we're kind of experimenting with very small amounts of value.
Yeah.
So we did like in our last video we did like $15 of DAI.
Yeah, we lost $5, wasn't we?
Yeah, and the gas fee was $5. So if we did that today, the gas fee would be double. It would be like $10. So basically, what happens is, and what it's designed to do is, when the network is very busy, it basically prices certain people out of the market. So maybe for us, if we were doing a video now, we would just like go, doesn't matter, we're just doing a video now, we do the gas fees. But basically what tends to happen is some transactions are very price sensitive and people just go, I'm going to wait for the gas fee to go down. Because it does go up or down. I mean, like at the moment, the Ethereum price has gone like super high.
Yeah.
So I imagine people are selling off other tokens and buying ETH, or selling off their ETH to dollars or Tether or something. So whenever there's volatility in the price of tokens, volatility just means the price is going up a lot or down a lot.
Movement, basically.
Yeah, these traders are just like they're trying to make money on volatility. So the gas prices are always expensive then, and if you don't need to do something now, then it's best not to do it now because you're going to pay a lot. Actually, I've got a whole bunch of transactions I've been trying to do. They're not important. They're not urgent. I've been trying to do over the last week, and I've just said I just have to wait. It's fine. They're not important, but I have to wait probably for another couple of weeks until I do them. I mean, the one interesting thing about gas fees is they are kind of fixed. So whether if you're doing $1 million or $1,000 or $10, the gas fees are the same.
Yeah.
So for the kind of rich people who are doing these kind of things, they don't really matter so much. So but in a sense, it is kind of a rational and in a sense a kind of fair way of prioritizing what you can do, because at the moment with Ethereum, until it moves to proof of stake, it's quite a slow blockchain. So there's only so much you can process at a time, and it has to be some way of working out what goes in. So.
But I mean, some companies run their whole. They pay their staff in
Well,
Ethereum, they would do all the payments and stuff over there. So they would it not be maybe unpredictable? Would that not be put them off a little bit maybe? That.
Yeah, I'm not sure many companies pay their staff in Ethereum. but it is interesting that we are starting to see. So there are some DeFi dApps that one of their kind of usability features is they have clever ways of minimizing gas fees. So often what they'll try and do is batch transactions together. So instead of doing one transaction, they'll try and batch 100 together. So you only pay 100th of the gas fee, but obviously then you're waiting for the transaction.
Yeah.
There's other ones that have these very complicated tokens that they try and absorb gas fee variations. And the bigger thing is that there's lots of blockchains, newer blockchains, that don't have gas fees at all. Because if you have a proof of stake blockchain, which is most of the new blockchains have, you don't have gas fees, and the transactions happen effectively instantaneously. So there's lots of new blockchains, and I guess we'll do some videos about this this year. There's lots of new blockchains that work really fast, have no gas fees, and want to do some interesting stuff with DeFi. And you can obviously do some more interesting stuff with DeFi if you're not hanging around for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, or you're not quite sure how many minutes to wait for a transaction to go through.
Yeah, yeah.
So the usability of some of these new blockchains will be interesting to see. But yeah.
So basically, if you're really into blockchain and you want or you're a trader maybe, and you can expect now maybe higher volume in this year, then you would also expect higher gas fees, really, because of higher user.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think it's just one of these. It's one of these things that the first time you start using Ethereum blockchain seems very odd. You just don't understand it, and it's just one of these things that you don't have to understand it. You just have to kind of deal with it, really. But eventually, it'll be something that will go away. So this is kind of like a slightly kind of transitional sort of problem. But if you're like we are dealing with very small amounts of value, then you just have to be a bit careful that you don't have. Because obviously the other thing is, if you're using something like, say, Compound or MakerDAO, you're paying a gas fee to do whatever you want to do, and then you're paying a gas fee to pay back what you did. So you have to think about it both ways as well. And if you're doing small amounts, then it can be an issue.
Right. Okay. I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, please just write us a question in the comments. And if you like these videos, please subscribe to the channel as well. We'd like that. And thank you for listening.